Boom, 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 boom. I'm live now. Hit the thumbs up. Do you want to go out there? Oh, okay. Go on. Anybody joining? I gotta get a charger for my iPad. Let's see. I'm just gonna plug it in to the laptop. Doesn't look like anyone's joining. Oh, and I hate being boring to myself. Gonna put this in over here. And we've got it charging. Okay. By the way, I'm starting on this screen because if you didn't take if you didn't take advantage of the TrendSpider sale, it's over. But I do have a special code, DSP25 for daily stock pick. Oh, now it's not charging. Hold on. I gotta get a charger. And if you listen to the podcast, you can hear me get annoyed at my mom. Let's see. I don't have a place to plug in. So take that out. Put that in. Put that in. Okay. It's charging. And this one won't charge. Okay, hit the thumbs up button. So let's move on to take some look at some stocks. First one I looked at was Ally for UPS man. Actually, you know what? I'll wait till he comes on. He may be on later. Rumble for Jackie. This is a momentum play. This is 100% a retail play. Okay, I gotta make sure you can hear me. There we go. Yeah, you can hear me. Rumble is just one. God, it's so slow. But Rumble is one. You had this cross up here at 946, but you have no confirmation. I probably wouldn't play it. This is a day trade. This isn't something that you Jackie was looking from Instagram. She's day trading, and she's like, hey, thanks for the help, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about this one? This isn't one that you invest in. Morning, James. This is one that you kind of just play. And by the way, if you guys didn't know and you're not watching TV, the jobs number killed the market. So me being wrong yesterday about SOXS, I think I was right. Let me see. Let me pull that. Make sure that you can still see it. I got to go to OBS. Go to OBS and pull that over just a little bit. And oh, come on. We're going to shrink this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, for anybody that is joining a little bit late, the TrendSpider sale is over. I think I've been pounding the table enough. If you didn't get in, it's your own damn fault. But I do have there's a code down below. DSP25 for daily stock picks. 25% off. So it's not the 60% off that you could have gotten that I've been pounding the table on, but it's 25% off. So, and that's an ongoing code. So as long as you listen, you can use it. I'll give you my algorithm. Get on month to month if you want. But Rumble was one, yeah. Just day trade that one. Big DRV news, by the way. I didn't get a cross up on DRV. We're still in DRV. Ironically, it had a cross up earlier. But DRV, the big news is that Blackstone Real Estate Fund, which is a private fund, looking at their website, 3-year annualized returns are 15% with a 4.4 distribution rate. That's crazy good. It's a real estate a REIT. And so you got close to 5% in a dividend plus 15% return year over year. You could have done better in tech, but again, the bull run of the past. But essentially, this fund has limited distributions. So if you want your money out, you can't get your money out. And part of the reason is they saw a run up. It's concerning. But it's not, oh my God, batten down the hatches. The real estate market is crashing. It is simply they don't allow more than a 2% redemption of their entire fund per month. And the reason is because they're invested in real estate. That's not something you can liquidate. So say OmahaSteaks.tv. I am buying Omaha Steaks. So, let me write down this note. OmahaSteaks.tv. I'm buying Omaha Steaks for my boss as a Christmas gift. So, but yeah, so essentially BlackRock has this real estate fund. It's been giving 15% returns with a 5% dividend rate. You can't get into it. It's through private equity that you got into this one. The fund is only sold to wealthy investors through select financial advisors and isn't available to the general public. But because they made this announcement that they can't get out of it, people were freaking out. And so that was the first thing that happened after the market closed yesterday. And things got a little crazy. It wasn't horrible. But I think DRV is going to start to see that button hook kind of right here. See, it got you in at 53, but we're going to see that button hook. It's using that 200-day as its support level like it did back here. I'm going to bring this back to try and drag it. See how the 200-day has been a support on this, and you're right under the 200-day? I think you're looking at one of these little maneuvers here where you're going to see DRV go up. I do think, here's the problem with the jobs number today. So you had Powell on Wednesday say, hey, inflation looks good. We're getting this thing under control. The jobs number today blew everyone away with how good they were. Well, that means people are getting paid more. It means there's more job openings. It means people are fully employed, which means they're making more money. They can spend more, which means they're willing to pay more for goods and services, which means that inflation number is probably sticky on things like real estate, on things like energy, things of that sort, the necessities in life. So while Powell made his speech on Wednesday that, hey, inflation is under control, you may very well see him come out next week and say, well, we got the jobs number. I know on Wednesday I said we were going to ease it, but we're going to stay at 75 points. Ooh, Costco's under 500. Dum, 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 dum. Is the market open? Yeah, it is. It's 10 o'clock. Ooh, looky Costco. I'm putting that in my notes. I may pick some up. See, here's what Costco did was they announced their in-store sales in November because it's December. They announced them December 1st, yesterday, and they were bad. And you can see downgrade from Wells Fargo. Their price target is $4.90. Look at this article from Motley Fool. Costco wholesale versus Kroger. That's an interesting one. Let's see. The better buy. Investors are being offered a big discount for Kroger shares as compared to Costco. You must pay about 0.25 times annual sales to own the supermarket chain compared to a price to sales ratio of 1 for Costco and 0.7 times for Walmart. Kroger is also the cheapest option on a price to earnings ratio. They're saying Kroger over Costco. I don't know. Interesting article. Again, you can take, remember what I do. I look at kind of the fundamentals and the chart. Let's see Costco's chart. It got you out yesterday. That would indicate to me, James, that while it's under 500, I think you may come down to this 470 mark. It's clear it's using this 200-day to hug onto. It's just hugging below it. Then it breaks it for a little bit. So take your profits. Take your profits. That's what I say. I like Costco though. That might be one. So yeah, DRV. We can go back to DRV. I've got an alert set up. I think it's a buy because I do think we're moving into a bad market, a downward market. I think we're going below 4,000. Again, we're going below 4,000. It's crazy. And James, you're on here every day. I watch the number of users in here, and it does say that only 22% of the actual viewers of my daily are actually subscribed. So I think I get a lot of people popping in, not necessarily know what I'm talking about, and then pop out. But like yesterday, I mean, it seems like after an hour of being on live, then you get just a bump of viewers. But I do have, it says, I think 80% of the people that actually subscribe watch for over 45 minutes, which is great. Costco, I think there. DRV is a good one. You know what I want to take a look at? SOXS. I didn't have to apologize yesterday, you bastards. SOXS is back up. Now, it's not back at the 35 level that we talked about. It's at 35.15. I'm sorry, 33.10. 33.10. But it is coming back. Yeah. I sound like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks on 1.5. I've played that. Let me see. I'm going to go into Spotify. Don't forget to rate me on Spotify, by the way. I just downloaded this one. Let's see.
Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday, December 2nd. My computer did not arrive. I got word the new computer is coming tomorrow, so I'll set it up over the weekend. And this last week has been, I recorded the podcast first, then on YouTube Live. So I see there's some comments on some YouTube Live stuff that I'm late. I'm not on there. I waited for what turns out to be the catalyst down.
I like that.
As far as you were up on Wednesday after Powell's speech.
I worry about the quality of the sound. I think it sounds good. It sounds a hell of a lot better than a lot of the other ones that I've listened to. I think even my first millions, I don't think theirs actually sounds as good as mine for some reason. And they've got better mics. They've got better equipment. But yeah, SOXS, I think we're going to cover that gap. It still doesn't have confirmation. I will tell you this. See this, and I want to make sure you can see this. And I may blow it up a little bit in OBS. So that you can see it. Because I think some people watch on their phones. Here, see that the green bar is the 9-day. And you want to see it above the 9-day. And so here, remember, this was Wednesday where it just tanked down. But remember on Tuesday I said, hey, it's above that 9-day. And that's when you want to see it. Look at how it's above the 9-day here. And then once it starts to break that 9-day, it breaks down. But then it gets back above it. And look at how it goes for that run. And then once it gets below it, it just continues to go down. So you want to see it above that 9-day and continue above that 9-day. Right now, there's a little green bar. You opened at 33.05. Your high is 33.47. Your low is 32.27. Right now, you're trading at 33.29, so you're right in the middle of this candle. You've only gone 0.61% in the actual time frame, so 0.54%. I mean, it constantly changes from a live perspective, but those candles, like yesterday's afternoon candle, was only 0.45%. The morning candle was 4.71% that it swung between the high and the low. The high was 31.92. The low was 29.38. Yeah.
I need to get something out of the Medicare folder.
Yeah, you're being viewed by what? There's 500 people watching you right now.
No.
And they can see you.
No,
And they can hear you.
I should have combed.
You haven't showered.
No, I should have combed my hair.
Yeah, you should have combed your hair.
Yeah.
What do you need in here, by the way?
Medicare folder.
Why are you on a
I'm on a phone.
call with the Medicare folks?
Yeah. With the insurance person.
Yeah. Don't take the whole drawer. You gonna take it out of there? Why don't you take the whole folder? Man, you guys have a lot of freaking paper.
Yeah, we do.
Good Lord.
What about hoarders?
Yeah, you are hoarders.
You want your 2 dogs in there?
Do they want to come in?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Okay, let's go. You can close it now. You get the benefit of me yelling at my dad that he's a hoarder. I hope you guys were able to hear that. Hold on, I gotta put the dogs under their blanket. I know, I love you. I know. There you go. Okay. Go on, Penny. Go on. Yeah, by the way, if you listen to the podcast and you hear me get interrupted, it's because they've been in and out because they need paperwork. And they'll take one piece of paper, go back outside, and then they come back in. They're like, we need another piece of paper. Ugh. Oh, fun times. But yeah, SOXS, I was right. I'm going to get grounded. You will hear the frustration on the podcast if you listen. Even at 1.5 times, you'll hear the frustration. I'm 52 fucking years old, and Mom's yelling at me. And I wish I had it on video because she'd stick her hand in and like grab pieces of paper off the printer. But okay, so let me get back to DRV, SOXS, I think is your play. The other thing, here, let me go and look at Twitter. By the way, if anybody from Philips Hue is listening, your lights suck. Let me just preface that with we have a 40-foot ceiling with Philips Hue lights that kind of crapped out a little bit. You need to get the bulb out in order to sync it back up to the hub. Okay, this chart right here. This is a 9-month daily chart of the VIX by Mark McLovin. Mark McLovin. Notice anything? I mean, you don't have to be a chart master to actually understand where we're at and probably where we're going. You have Powell's speech on Wednesday. Oh, I've got to shrink that up. Hold on one second. I made too much. I got to shrink this up. We're going to put this. Oh, no. We're going to. There we go. That's probably good. Nah, let's do this. Okay. You know what? You don't need to see the big version. We'll close that down. Look at the little version. You don't need the big version. I gotta go back and see how TrendSpider looks, because I want to bring up UVixie. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at UVixie on a daily thing. Cecilia, what are you laughing at? Is it me yelling at my parents, or? Let me see how this looks. God, I can't wait to get the new computer. Okay, this looks good. Okay, we can deal with this. UVixie, it got you out yesterday. Now, UVixie typically I won't trade based on the algorithm because it's a levered ETF, but it's based on the VIX. And based on that tweet that I showed you from yesterday, we can look at, let's look at a daily. And he's looking at 9 months. And I got to wait for this. And update, by the way, I updated the podcast, folks, but computer will arrive tomorrow. In fact, let me check. I'm checking it like a freaking crack addict. Your orders. Oh, and great. Parents ordered more stuff off of Amazon. Estimated delivery tomorrow by 8 p.m. Track shipment. Let's see. See all updates. As of 9 p.m. last night, package arrived at carrier facility in Seattle, Washington. Friday, December 2nd, carrier picked up the package. That probably means that UPS at 9 p.m. last night flew it out to the East Coast. So hopefully my new MacBook arrives, which means if I do a show on Monday, it's going to be wacky. But see, here's the UVixie. It's got no confirmation. See it below that 9-day right there? I'm going to pull this back so we can see. See how it's hugging that 200-day? We're going to pull this. Loading. Are you able to still see this? Yes, you are. Okay. This is the reverse split, 10-1. This is how, remember, UVixie is a decaying asset value. So the value decays. I mean, essentially, you don't want to hold on to this thing because that's why, performance chart, trading this one loses you 90% on the algorithm. Buying and holding loses you 93%. Your average win, though, is 4%. It's not a great one to trade, but day trading, man, whew. Yeah, Shopify's one I still own. But see this one, how it touched the 200-day. Boom, crashed. Touched the 200-day. Boom, crashed. Touched the 200-day. boom, crashed. Went back to the 200-day, boom, crashed. I think you're running to that 200-day again at 13. Can we high five? Can we high five? I think you run into that 200-day. Again, it's just a guess, but I think we start to go down. I think we crash, and I think, Northrop Grumman unveils B-21 bomber. The world's a horrible place when there are people bragging about creating a better killing machine. I don't know. It is what it is. Just so you know, Cecilia, I myself and my friends call my parents the Costanzas from Seinfeld. It's exactly like that. I am George. I'm not as normalized as Jerry. And there's a great scene where where Jerry and Elaine go down to Florida to visit Jerry's parents. and they're sitting on the couch, and Jerry goes, "It's 900 degrees in here. Can we get some air conditioning?" And Mrs. Seinfeld goes, "I don't know what you're so warm about. Take off some clothes." Hilarious. I should be just pulling up I should just tape myself watching Seinfeld. I think everybody would laugh. But James, I think you're right, by the way, just so you're aware. I think the market's going to come back. But there's my look on UVixie because of, the 20-minute discussion that we just had on UVixie and Blackstone and blah, blah, blah. Tesla unveiled the Semi. If I could get a job driving for Pepsi and driving only the Tesla Semi, I'd do it in a heartbeat. If you guys didn't watch the presentation, Google it. Tesla Semi looks awesome. It's got this one driver's seat in the middle. You've got two iPads, basically. It's almost like similar to this setup I've got. You know what I'll do? Here. I'm going to do this. Go to my Twitter. I'm tweeting out a photo of my setup. Here's I just tweeted out my setup. See, well, you know what? You don't have to go to my Twitter. I'm on my Twitter. This is what I'm currently looking at. That's my current setup. Oh, and by the way, the yellow thing is a beanie hat. I can probably take it off now to record the podcast. We're going to put that on. Truck drivers have said no way. Man, what do truck drivers know? You know why truck drivers said no way? They love double clutching. I want something I don't have to change gears on. I want something I don't have to look at. Shopify's up 2%. Let's look at Shopify. Here. Here's the key point about Shopify. And this is what I personally hold it. It's not making money. It's down 68%. I had to look at that. I thought it was 88%. But it's down 66% year to date. Let's look at some price targets. November 15th, Moffett-Nathanson, $30 price target. You're trading at 44. August 11th, neutral to overweight, $46 price target. You're trading at 44. It's expensive. And this chart doesn't provide a whole hell of a lot of confidence. Let me pull this volume shelf back. Remember the days when I did this on my iMac just 2 weeks ago, and I could easily do this shit and not have to wait? So here, it had nowhere to go but up. Look, you covered this gap at 40. Now you're at 44. Look at this gain, 21%, and then it gets you right back in at 36, and you're up 20% again. Look at that buy at 27. Boy, it would have been good to get it back here. Let's see, the low. The low was at 23 on Shopify. 23 on Shopify. Holy crap. Yeah. Ugh. God. Target isn't going anywhere. By the way, the one that I said on the podcast that I hold, that I wish I would have bought more of, is Snowflake at 128 yesterday when it dipped down. It still hasn't covered this gap. This was why I didn't buy. Yesterday's low, let me see. Yesterday's low was 131. So it didn't get down to the 120s, but 131. I'm sorry, that's November 30th. In the pre-market, it definitely got under 130. But if you want to see, I posted this last night. I posted this. Brad Garrettson, I think his name is, from Alt Capital. It's got a great Tesla, and he had a great interview with Snowflake. Here it is. Yeah, we weren't buying more yesterday, but it's our largest position. We think it's one of the most iconic companies, certainly that I've covered in my 20-year career. That makes me want to buy more. And so let's look at what's the buy-in price on Snowflake. Hit the thumbs up, by the way. 151.04, and you're trading at 152. My buy-in price is 180. That guy Brad bought it. He said, I liked it at 400. I liked it at 350. I liked it at 300. We bought more at 250. It's down at 150. I don't think I want to add more because it's already our largest position, but I have no problem holding on to it. That's from a legendary investor. Yeah. And the shelf is down here. Let me bring the volume shelf back. And you know, right now the problem is, even right now it's on a little bit of a run from the 130s to the 150s. The RSI is at 52. You're in no man's land. So do you absolutely want to buy it for a short term? No way. For a long term, just fucking buy it. But see, even when you pull back, let's go back to, I'm going to go back. You know, since we're looking long term, I'm going to get rid of the algorithm. And let's go to a daily. Hey, James, are you on TrendSpider? I think somebody told me that they were on, and I wasn't sure if it's you, on TradingView. And they have a little different view. I just gave them my algorithm and told them to set it up on TradingView. I can't help you set it up, but it's so easy to look at. Okay, we're going back to these highs. This is where it was trading at 400 in November of last year. So if we bring that back there, the majority of people are holding this in this range between 147 and 155. And that's where it's setting up. So if you look at the daily, now you've got this gap here. It does go above the 200-day, so it's less of a likelihood that it's going. But you see how that 50-day kind of just went towards that 200 and then bounced off, and it lost its support. And you haven't covered this gap down here at 120. But that volume shelf right there between 157 and 147 is good. Now, what you have to know about Snowflake is their earnings yesterday weren't good. Their outlook was bad. So they're kind of calling for a recession like everybody else. Yeah, James, if you don't trade, I would say, let me look at the prices. It do get you 25% off, but advanced nobody needs. If you're listening to me, well, I should say, if you're on advanced, you're not listening to me because I don't trade enough to justify the advanced. The elite, the middle one, 780. I don't know that I'd get $780 worth of value out of it. The tops that I've been willing to pay was $500, and I do think I get $500 of value out of it. But remember, my system of trading that I'm comfortable with includes TrendSpider. I've tried trading without it, even investing without it. And with the amount of money that I have in my portfolio, I'd rather pay $500 to TrendSpider than $600 to Jim Cramer for a text system. That's just the way I look at it. And because I trade and I make money this way, I can take that $500 off on my taxes as a professional expense. So, as Kramer from Seinfeld says, it's a write-off. And then Jerry says, do you even know what a write-off is? And Kramer says, no, do you? And Jerry says, I don't. And then Kramer says, well, they're the ones writing it off. I'm the one writing it off. But yeah, and if you want to go monthly, it's $79 a month if you want to try it. I can get you with the discount. I get DSP 25, Daily Stock Pick 25. It's 25% off. But I like Snowflake there. Let's look at some. Why did my screen just go kind of a little lighter? Let me see. I think it's trying to save battery. Display. I'll make it a little brighter. There we go. Let me look at some of the DRV. We looked at Tesla. Marvell I brought up. They got killed. Oh, let's look at Boyle. I want to see where Boyle is. I can't look at it live. I can go down to the 1 minute. But I don't usually like TrendSpider on the 1 minute. Let me take out the strategy tester and see what it looks like on there. Let's go to a 1 minute. You know what? I'm going to go to a 10 minute. We'll go to a 30 minute chart. Look at Boyle. Oof. 39.40 it's trading at. Where's my volume? There it is. Let's bring it here clearly. Here. This is a 30-minute chart. So it's got more than just today. But if you pull it back to November 23rd, where it was the high, trading at about 58 here, look at where most people are still holding it, at 47. Now, let's bring up KOLD in the same thing. Because that's going to be, yep, it's right at the lows. Look at KOLD. If you would have traded at when Boyle hit 60. And look at the volume. And look at the RSI. No way I'd be trading this one. It just got over the 200. Again, there's a 30-minute chart. So I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm going to go back into the algorithm because I'm going to show you one of my favorites, which is Oracle. It had a cross up today, and it's a secondary cross up. But remember I said, I think it's been a favorite for a couple of years now. Oracle is one that actually buys back as much, if not more, stock than Apple. And part of the reason Apple continues to soar the way that it does is because they buy back so many shares, and they retire them. Oracle's the only one that buys back more and retires it. Look at that buy, $62.39. You're at $82 right now, and you still have confirmation. It got a secondary cross up today. Absolute favorite. You're above that 200-day. There's a gap here, 75, 76. My guess is when you lose the confirmation and you get that button hook, that's probably going to provide a pretty good shelf, if not the 73 at the 200-day. So, Art Cashin. CrowdStrike is down $1 at 122. That's because Zscaler had such bad earnings. Bob Pisani was on earlier saying that the majority of sectors in the S&P are actually above their 200-day, which means we're due for some pretty good volatility down. And I'm looking at my stocks, and I'm down. Devon Energy's up. Ethereum is up. Etsy is up. Coke is up. Meta is up. Pfizer is up. QCLN, which I recommended, is up. Shopify is up. Tesla is up just slightly. That's it. Oh. American Eagle Outfitters. This is the crazy one. Yeah. I think it's more than just healthcare. I think it's a large number of organizations. Look at this run. This is what I want to show you. American Eagle Outfitters hit a bottom at $10. And then you've got the button hook. It's going to get you out at a very close time. But then you've got this downtrend of all of these gaps that it's got to fill on the way down. But American Eagle Outfitters, wow. F1 cancels 2023 Chinese Grand Prix, cites difficulties presented by COVID-19. I don't know if that's breaking news or what, but that's a pretty big fucking deal. Looks like everything kind of recovered. It's only down by 1% now. But, okay, with that, I am probably going to get off here. I've been on for 43 minutes performing for everybody. Anybody have any outgoing questions that they want? Listen to the podcast. There's a lot that I went over on the podcast that I didn't go hear, including my mother walking in on me, which you'll get to hear. Oh, boy. Oh. Any questions? I am on my way to help a friend with FIRE, financial independence, retire early, and cutting expenses. We're going to call Comcast to see if she can get a deal. If she can't get a deal, we're going to switch her over to Verizon Internet. We're going to move her to Visible cell phone service, to enormous savings that you can get just by reducing those two things. We're going to make sure that she has streaming set up and has friends' usernames and passwords for all the streaming services. Yeah, Going to go through the grocery list, make sure that she's optimizing where she shops, how she shops, what she eats. Going to go through mortgage, see if there's anything that we can save on mortgage, housing insurance, car insurance, or anything of that sort. A lot of work to do. So I need to start that podcast so that you guys can learn how I live cheaply. Oh, and there's my neighbor. Okay. Putting you on. Sorry, that was my neighbor calling me. I have cameras at my house, and the camera here, I'll even show it to you. I'll play it for you. So this is what I heard last night. And you hear that little like, psh. I thought something fell in the house, and I checked on all the cameras. I couldn't find anything, so I had her go over to the house. Great performance, thank you, James. Yeah, so here's the thing about Visible, James. I'll tell you. I think they have a free trial, and this is what I tell all my friends: download their eSIM. Because you should have a newer iPhone or Android, and you should be able to use eSIM. Download it, use their 15-day trial, try it out. My experience with Visible, I've had Verizon, I've had AT&T, I had US Mobile, which is a cheaper one as well. But my experience with Visible is it's as good. In fact, I'll tell you, hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, there we go. Here's my experience with Visible. So Visible is provided by Verizon. My friend Nikki, who I work the Major League Soccer with, and sometimes when the Wi-Fi goes down, we have to use our cell phones as hotspots. So essentially, the Wi-Fi went down. I went to use the cell service as a hotspot, and I was getting, I think, about 20 to 30 megs per second. I'm on Visible. She's on Verizon. She pays $70 or $80 per month. She gets on hers, she's getting 1 meg per second. I'm paying $25 a month. She's paying $70 or $80 a month. So Visible is provided by Verizon. I'm in these stadiums where there's, anywhere from 20 to 60,000 people, and I don't seem to have a problem. There are times, and again, I think if you have Verizon, I think it's the exact same times, but I don't know for sure. But there are times where I'm just painfully slow. But I think you have that whether you're on Visible or you're on Verizon, whether you pay $70 or whether you pay $30. I just prefer to wait. Oh God, we're getting these. Hide user on this channel. Okay, there we go. And let's see. Report. Pornography or sexually explicit. Boom. Doom. Yeah, use my link in the in there. I think you get $20 and I get $20. But try it out as a trial. I definitely try it out as a trial. I think they have it. And what I will tell everybody is don't be afraid to change your phone service. Porting numbers has become pretty common, pretty easy. You get a port out PIN number, and it's super, super simple. But use the link in my link tree because, again, you get $20, I get $20. And I need to start my Fire podcast so that everybody's aware. But, oh, there's my house. Our Peter's got that one. I don't have the dogs one. Let me see. Recently deleted. Couple of things. Nope. Notes. Nope. Okay. Now I am done. 54 minutes, almost an hour. Okay. I'm stopping it. Have a great weekend, you guys. Thanks for joining.